I ain't never in a drought. I ain't never in a drought.
What's good, YouTube? Ziploc Damo, tuned in to Damo Styles again. For this video, I'm be giving y'all 10 tips to help maintain healthy hair. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. We on the road to 10,000 subscribers this year, so if you support, definitely show it as much as possible. Without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Tip number 1, trimming your hair. When you get into regular pattern of trimming your hair, don't necessarily have to be very frequent. If you do it in a manner where you're able to avoid split ends, you lowering the possibility of growing damaged hair. You also maintaining healthy hair. Me personally, I don't get my hair trimmed as much as I need, but that's something that in 2024, I'm definitely gonna take heed of and take my own tips and apply it. Tip number 2, keeping your hair hydrated. That honestly should have been tip number 1 because that's one of the most important tips of them all. The more dry your hair is, the more easy it is to become damaged, to break off when you're putting it in styles and combing it, brushing it, whatever the case may be. And I know a lot of people think that because their hair is in a style, it's all good. No, even when your hair is in a style, it doesn't matter if it's a protective style, it doesn't matter if it's in a ponytail, whatever the case may be, you still want to make sure that your hair isn't dried out, making sure you moisturizing it. Me personally, I like to use coconut oil on my scalp. As far as the rest of my hair, I'll use a leave-in conditioner or I'll use a curling cream. For me, my hair dries quickly, so these products are the ones that I feel like have been the most helpful for me in my journey. I cannot tell every single person individually how to prevent their hair from being dry because everybody's hair is different. But you're more than welcome to test my theory out, test out coconut oil on your scalp, test out leave-in conditioner, test out curling cream. It's all trial and error until you really fully understand your hair and what it needs. Tip number 3, using a wide tooth comb when your hair is wet. This very vital. I use a detangling brush whenever my hair is wet. I like the fact that it's not as rough as a comb and it's not as soft as a brush. It's like right in the middle. If you can, find a good detangler brush. I have a few listed on my Amazon shop. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description so you all could check it out. These wide tooth combs, these detanglers, different things like that, I definitely recommend more on the lines of a silicone. It's a lot tougher to break them, so they're more durable. They don't put the same amount of strain on your hair as your average comb. Keep that in mind. Whenever your hair is wet, that's when you want to detangle it. You don't want to detangle it when it's dry. You want to detangle it when it's wet. Tip number 4, heat. You want to avoid direct heat to your scalp and to your hair in general. Direct sunlight, blow dryers, just high heat altogether. I know a lot of people are privy to the fact that there are heat protective products that you can use to reduce damage. That's all they do, they reduce it. They do not eliminate damage. Even if you don't see the damage immediately, over time, the more you apply heat to your hair, the more damage your hair becomes. So just do your best to avoid direct heat to your hair. When you're drying your hair, not even a towel, an old t-shirt, pat it dry and then let it air dry. And I know a lot of hairstylists, they prefer that people come into their shops with their hair blow dried, or they recommend blow drying their hair. I can't tell you guys not to blow dry your hair, but I can recommend for you not to. Tip number 5, washing your hair with sulfate-free shampoo. Washing your hair with sulfate-free shampoo, it retains all the natural oils and moisture that your hair produces on its own. When you use these shampoos that have sulfate in them, what it does is it strips your hair. It strips it of its natural oils, it strips it of its natural moisture. Your hair becomes very dry very frequently, so you have to revert to more oils, more leave-in conditioner, more curling cream, more products just to keep it moisturized. If you start at the base, which is the shampoo, you're bound to see a lot better results. You're bound to rebuild that natural oil that your hair produces. Tip number 6, deep conditioning treatments. Deep conditioning treatments. Now I know when you wash your hair, you wash it with shampoo and then you use conditioner. Conditioner is not a deep conditioning treatment. Now I'll make a total separate video breaking down what a deep condition treatment is, and I'll actually demonstrate it on my hair. But a deep condition treatment is very beneficial to your hair. As I stated in tip number 5, this also can help you maintain the moisture of your hair, but it can also help you maintain the elasticity of your hair. These deep conditioning treatments are beneficial for those who have hair that has a lot of shrinkage. Deep condition treatments, and get you some clips if you want to reduce your shrinkage and you also want to maintain those natural oils and moisture of your hair. Tip number 7, avoid tight hairstyles. Cornrows, 2-strand twists, braids, plaits, all these different hairstyles. They can be somewhat tight. As long as you have communication with your stylist and you let them know not to do them too tight, you should be good. The tighter your hairstyles are, the more strain you putting on your scalp, which results in more damage, more breakage from your scalp down. When you're taking care of your hair, you're caring for your hair, everything starts from the root being your scalp. So when you're taking care of your scalp, taking care of the rest of your hair. So when you're getting these hairstyles, again, tell your hairstylist not too tight. If you're doing them yourself, try to prevent doing your hair too tight. You also don't want it to be too loose. You just got to keep in mind the bigger picture, which is protecting your hair, protecting it from breakage, protecting it from damage. Tip number 8, using a silk or satin pillowcase, bonnet, do-rag, hair cover. These are all beneficial at night. When you wake up in the morning, you're ready to go, you look in the mirror, your hair all frizzed up, that's exactly why. If you're not protecting it overnight, it's going to result in frizz, it's going to result in breakage, it's going to result in damage. I do sleep wild sometimes, so you know the bonnet, do-rag might slip off. At least I know I got that extra protection. So if you sleep with a bonnet, you sleep with a do-rag, and sometimes you wake up, it might be slipping off or it might be all the way off. At least you know, I ain't gotta put it back on. I mean, I can, but I don't have to because I'm protected by a silk pillowcase. Tip number 9, massaging your scalp. When you massage your scalp, it gets your blood flowing and it helps keep your hair healthy and growing. You definitely want to take care of it, and the best way to take care of it is making sure that you stimulating it. Pause if necessary. You stimulating it by getting that blood flowing, circulating in your scalp, and that can be from your hands, that can be from medium bristle brush, that can be from a detangler brush, whatever the case is, even an actual head massager. All these different things are vital to maintaining healthy hair. And last but not least, tip number 10, make sure you regularly changing up your hair care routine. It's one thing to train your hair. You can train your hair to curl a certain way. You can train your hair to get waves a certain way. You can train your hair to lay down a certain way. When it comes to the overall care of your hair, you want to make sure you're keeping your hair on its toes, so to say. Once you get in a pattern with your hair, it's tough to break it. So when you constantly switching up your hair care routine, your hair is adapting with the elements, because you got to think, we live in a world where we have 4 different seasons. So each season you're not going to dress the same, you know? So the same way your body has to adapt to the different climates and different weather, your hair does too. So making sure that you at least have 4 different hair care routines throughout the year, making sure each one is in line with the seasons and the weather, you be a-okay. In the summertime, your hair is prone to be drier. In the wintertime, your hair is prone to be more moisturized. So you wouldn't use the same hair care routine in the summer that you would use in the winter. I appreciate everybody who tuned in for all 10 tips. And I want y'all to know 2024, I'm coming at YouTube heavy. I promise you. I know 2023 was my first year. I was kind of off and on here and there. You know, I had my daughter. I was on growth time, helping my daughter grow, learn, you know, just get past that first year of life. Now, she's 1.5, beautiful, amazing, smart, everything I could ever ask for. So this year, I'll be able to go a lot harder. And hopefully, eventually, I can incorporate her within my videos and, you know, just continue to build this community that I got going. So if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a comment, follow, subscribe, check out my merch, VintageParadiseLLC.com. Till next time, I'm gone.